Welcome back everyone. Here we are after one day of work. Seems amazing that it was so little got done, but it turned out pretty nice. Got a couple of little things, but fortunately there's going to be a wall here to cover up our blemishes, so I'm happy with that. Inside turned out pretty nice as well as far as getting the wrap in there, so all around it's a good base. It took longer than I wanted to, but still progress was made. And if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and I build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just try and have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, we're just building silly little models, having a bit of fun. If you see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add onto my list, and I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best options. Okay. Sort of like yesterday, I'm going to start by putting our wall onto our walls. And then I'm going to go back to working on evidently, the plan on this part is we're putting this guy underneath here, and it wraps around on this one, I guess, to create the sort of illusion of depth on our chair rail and everything in here. I've not seen this technique done before. I don't know why they just didn't print that in brown ink, but this is how they did it, so okay. They didn't ask for my input when they designed it. Okay, let's see. Start out with the old B7000 for I guess the wallpaper. Nice thumb will bead around the outside edge, not too close, but close enough to make sure we get all the way down. Then fill the inside up with dots, how I do it. Your mileage may vary on how you want to do it. It's one of those things, I don't guess there's a wrong way to do it as long as it gets done. Around to spread the glue out a bit, and we get it even at the bottom, even on this side and these corners, because these are going to be the wrapped around, because that's going to be the exposed side when it's all said and done. Get you down, so I'll get in the middle and make sure the glue gets nice and spread. Let's see, just looking at those edges, they seem pretty clear. Oh, I'm missing some light here, hang on. Yeah, not much improvement, a little bit. But I say, I'm going to go back and do the outside edges after giving this glue a chance to dry. And sort of same thing on this bit. Okay. Wiggle. Okay. Those edges look good. Peeking over on that side. So. Narrow piece here, so I'm not too worried about trying to go side to side with it. Everything looks like it lined up pretty good on the edges there. Alright. Well, these guys are going to be sort of a similar thing, just with cardstock rather than wood. That, and then like I say, just wrap those edges so that'll be like I said, the chair rail. So I'm curious to see how this looks when it's all said and done, but it should be add an interesting little bit of depth to our wall. So I'm all for trying new things. Go around there. Okay, moved on me a little bit. Okay. I think it's alright. And we'll do the same thing with give that glue a chance to get good and sticky before I start trying to fold and roll things. Be a little more gentle on this one since I moved that last one. This side, everything looks good. And the other one there, yeah. I think that'll be all right. Now, let's see. That's where I started, so should be sticky enough now. Get that little crease on that edge there to get it started to bend. Same over here, just sort of go over a little bit, have it ready to let the glue hold it down, hopefully. Looks like it's going to line up pretty good on that corner. That's what you want to see. And then, I think I was grabbing one of my nozzles precision for the super glue. Let's see if the B7000 will work with me on this. Clean that nozzle off a little bit first. Hopefully. Some sturdy glue. Okay, there, finally. Reasonably clean, still not clean. But get you just to put in that corner. Really might be there. And in theory, as I push it over, it should spread up over the rest of the edge here. This stuff does set up with a little friction warping. Or not. Okay, maybe I should have used super glue. Of course, I wouldn't have much luck with that last night either, but maybe it'll stick better to this cardboard, or, okay, it seems to be sticking now. I'm going to do the super glue on the other one, like compare and contrast to see how it's any easier, maybe. Less likely to glue myself to this one, but I'll make no promises. Let's just try doing it this way. A few seconds and then. Gradually getting there, but it's. This side, it's not sticking that great either, is it? Yeah, I think I've had some luck with that. This is pretty stiff. It's not quite cardstock on this paper, but it's a little thicker than just the flimsy stuff, so maybe that may be my issue. Maybe fighting it a little bit. Maybe I should have folded it before I put it on. That might have been helpful too. Few seconds here, see how this. Okay, it's staying down. So I think the super. My theory at this point is I don't remember it being this much trouble to get it to stick. My theory is the super glue may end up being a better deal for us. Let's see if I can find. Okay, tray of tiny pieces out here. I haven't got any tiny pieces for it yet. Let's get down in the corner. And see if I can get a. I don't know if it's thick enough for me to get a bite with this clamp or not. And it's not straight enough. I can already see the gap forming there. So. Okay. I think it's finally decided it's going to stay down. Okay, take another look at it in a few seconds here. Glue capped back up. So we're going to move over to the super glue on the next piece and see if any easier. My gut feeling is it will be. Okay. Nozzle of precision and ready to go. That's this piece. And release it. And start. The glue gets down to the neck before I start trying to squeeze it out. Get rolling. Probably about the best bead of super glue I've ever laid down. And it didn't show up on camera. Few seconds of pressure here. Okay. Yeah, I think the super glue is going to be the way to go. Piece back out so I can get the glue down there. And I just remembered I was using the brush super glue the last time I did one of these. So that's how I did it before. That may have been my issue. I'm misremembering which glue I used where. Good 10 seconds like this. This one is the Yep, I think that's a bit less of a headache. Appears nice and solid all the way down. This one looking, I say it did the trick, but it's got gaps in it, so yeah, super glue is, to me, the way to go. I'm sure it'll solidify once the glue really sets in. But, okay, noted, and I'll forget it by the next time I do another one of these. Okay, and now with our trim pieces. Okay, this in theory should be easier because we're folding it all the way around. Yep, all the way around. And all the way around there, so I just gotta hold it down flat. Okay. But I guess I'm gonna stick with the super glue. I was worried about that finger. I glued myself down with the other finger. Okay. That side done. And I need to put some food color or something with super glue so y'all can see me when I lay down pretty beads like that. Usually doesn't happen, so I may not want that. It's been being cooperative tonight. Alright, so like I say, in theory, that's just going to go on there and just give us that little ridge there. Like I say, that's the tiniest of details, but that might be something that really makes a difference when it's all said and done. And now that I'm looking at it, I should have done top first and wrapped around because I've got that, that'll cover up that edge. Yep. Okay, so I'll remember that for this one. So So this one's going sideways. So this first, that second. Yep. Okay. More to go on this. Now that's going to go on there. Actually, that. Show you what I meant with that side piece. Got that. You sort of see. Nobody will ever notice it or see it, but that thing is. As I just get that little flap hanging down where it's concealed over here. So minor details, but one of the things hard to not see once you've seen it. Okay, those guys are done. I'm trying to see. Now it does not mention which order to do these things on. I just had to look at my. Let's go back to this for the gluing it in place. Don't need full coverage on something like this. Just gonna go. Dots, make sure it stays over there where I want it to stay. Squeeze around, spread the glue out. Here on, flush with the bottom, flush the side, lined up with our picture in there. Still taking a peek at their edges there. It looks like it's sticking down pretty alright. Okay. I believe we got that one perfectly square. I'm seeing something there. It doesn't look like. Either that or I just missed on the cutoff. Alright, so those there. And okay, so now we got a minute or two there. Okay. Now I might need the super glue after a while if I about to get ambitious tonight. Okay, so we got sort of see the outline there. This guy goes there, and it's not quite to the edge. Okay. that. And then this one kicks out got 45 or so there. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for hot glue on this. I think that's gonna be the fastest, easiest way, and hopefully I can hit the right spot. I think it's 2 blues to when it means it's ready to go. 2 red. It's when it turns, yeah, 2 blues. Okay, I'm just gonna go back in the corner here. It should be thick enough for me to lock it in. I think it's not perfectly square lined up, but pretty good. It's locked in. Had to be good enough. Yeah, I'm trying to hit the back edge so it doesn't squeeze out in front. So, okay. Now, get those guys to stay together, so I'm going to hold them like that. Try and run some down the crack here, the seam. Just pull it down and hope it's not shooting out the front. I thought about that. It didn't. Okay. Here we go. Pretty nice. Nice consistency all the way across there, except for that one little white piece that I'm never going to not be able to see. Not bad for a, what, not quite 30 minutes, just under. Okay. Alright, got a few pictures, I think, picture frames I'm gonna make now, so I'm gonna go ahead and do those, and that'll probably be enough to get us through the night, because I imagine that's gonna be a little bit picky, because they're teeny tiny. Oh. Get me a work surface. And these are our strips, are our props, picture frame holder uppers. And for some reason they put the, sort of like with the chair rail there, they gave us frames and pictures to go with them. The actual pictures were the same shape as the frames. I just cut them a little bit thinner because you don't need but that much. Oops, turn the bunny right side up. Okay, so trying to decide which way to go first. Okay, I think I'm gonna do these first because I'm gonna use the B7000 on this part so I can adjust a little bit. So I'm just gonna do 2 corners, I think. I need one more hand. Okay, make sure I remember where I put the glue so I don't stick myself to them. Up the edges. I hope. There we go. Just unlined them up there. There again. Okay. Everybody? Okay, okay, that's there. I may have cut this one out the same size. Let's see how good it looks behind the frame. Okay, on the square ones it may not be that bad of a deal to do. You can always just trim off the excess if you don't like it. Yeah. Which I think I did on these two. Okay, so hold on to it first. Cool. Okay. Something like that on that one. Yeah, can I come a little bit further in? See how the dirt from my hands when I was literally up digging in the dirt this afternoon. Do a little bit of plumbing work tomorrow. I had to prep the area today. Alright. Still paranoid about that first one. Let's make sure it stayed. Yeah. I think that's a bunny. It could be a deer though. I can't decide if that's antlers or a branch. Yeah, that's a baby deer. I see the spots on it now. Yeah. Fawn, if you will. Okay, now got our. So these are. I don't think I've ever successfully done one of these, especially when they come with me when I don't want to. But you can fold it on the dots, and the gray is where the glue goes. And you get like a little triangle to prop everything up. But I'm going to get my ruler out and do some scoring here. Make it fold. Hope there's enough on here to use the cork side to hold things down. Line. Score it where I want to bend it. And third one over here. I don't want to go too deep. You can actually cut it, but you want to make it agreeable to folding. Let's see. Let's go. Okay, that's the bottom. This rolls around, and this is supposed to fold down, and you glue it together. Glue on the gray bit. Make like one of those deals. Looks like it might be agreeable to that. Okay, see if I can get a single drop to come out of my nozzle with precision here. Sure I don't get another vapor lock situation. Okay. That's kind of bigger dot than I wanted, but still a lot of work. into the ground. Okay. Delicate little thing, it's hard to hold on to. Okay. Feels like the glue dried, and we got a pretty good little triangle to hopefully prop our picture up when it's time. Okay, do that twice more. I've been amazed how handy this pick set has come in. I've had this thing probably 20 years and I've used it every now and then over the course of that time, but I know since I started building these little kits, I've used this thing. This is the most I've ever used it. You pick them up like Harbor Freight or Walmart or Amazon or anywhere for, $7 to $10. There's 4 of them in it usually. A straight one, a 90 degree, a hook, and like the little dog leg one. And the dog leg one is surprisingly useful. Okay, so here's the bottom. Like so. Let's see if we can do any less on this one. Get one. Okay, that's more like what I wanted. Which one? Okay. Number 2 down. All right. Not going too bad on these. Gonna time out pretty good for us on this. Getting this done, I hope. Okay. Okay. Won't hang on to my tweezers. That's 3 of them done. And these 2 are the same size. So they go on the smaller ones, and the big one goes on the big guy. It says it goes on there with the flap away from the picture, so this is where the picture painting doodad goes. Okay. Make sure I get them right side up, so I want I've only got like 10 seconds before I do it. I wouldn't put it past me to turn it upside down before I get there. So, on. Looks like it's pretty much flush with the bottom, so let me get straight edge out here. Side to side shouldn't matter much as long as it's on the bottom. It's going to give it the prop up. Okay. Okay. Gonna press my luck with the super glue. Just do one dot. Get under there and get some pressure on it. A few seconds there. Alright. There we go. Stand up if I don't knock it over. It will. I've got a nice surface to glue, so it'll stand up. Well, when the time comes, the glue will help to stand it up too. Not being sticking to it. It just worked, so I know it will. Okay, I keep knocking it over. Okay, I think I might have moved it doing all that stuff. Well, kick it out a little bit. There we go. Just got to adjust as necessary. Okay, so set you. Where am I set you? Right there. You. I'm not sure even what that is. But that looks like right side up to me. It looks like tree branches at the top there. So. That one. That's also the little one. I moved it, and of course it's set in after I moved it, but I think it's still going to be alright. You do. Move it to you and sticking to me. Okay. It stands up. Cool. With a little encouragement. Okay, now our little fawn here. And this is a little bit more tricky because it's got the textured bottom frame. It's textured on both ends. One more dot. I think I moved it back. It's going to be the opposite. It's going to be top heavy, so it's maybe not. Okay. Yeah, it stands. Okay. Oh, we got our pictures in our frames. Got our walls wallpapered up and standing. There's I just pretty much filled that whole crack in top to bottom with the hot glue to make it solid. It seems to be pretty sturdy. Get some strings out of the way there. So a little bit more. Maybe. Alright. Let's say slow progress, and let's say a little goof up right there, but hang on, I've got somewhere I got a brown marker. That's not brown. That's about as brown as I'm going to get. Just blend it a little bit. Okay. On camera it doesn't look that good. It looks okay in person. It didn't do the trick on camera. Okay. But that's plenty enough for tonight. Slow but steady. Maybe what we got tomorrow. Let me take a quick peek. More tiny pieces, but we'll make. What's that? I don't know how much more we'll make tomorrow, but we start picking up a whole lot better on Monday, because then we're going to get into our furniture and our actually building the actual pieces. I think that'll go quicker. But so tomorrow's more pictures and some teeny tiny pieces. Maybe we get up to the bookcase. We'll find out when we get there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share. Do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another. Stay safe. And click on the link. There's my channel up there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel. You see me do experiments every other Saturday. There is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and that is the playlist for this whole build. I'll see you tomorrow.